Hello and welcome to I'll Do the Talking, the wedding podcast that gives you all the hints, tips, tricks and how-tos about making your wedding day unforgettable.
It is indeed. My daughter Caitlin is a wedding content creator.
And my dad George is a wedding celebrant.
And in this episode of I'll Do the Talking, we're talking about the wedding tradition of something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and a sixpence in your shoe.
And I have wore blue today just to
I see that, Kate. Well done.
You're actually wearing your blue shirt also.
I've got a blue shirt as well. Not that we're kind of sponsoring Team Blue.
Yeah.
Here on the traditions, by the looks of things here.
There is so many traditions throughout the wedding day that either people don't actually realise is like the history of a tradition, where it comes from. We just tend to just do it.
Yeah.
Some people, there's some parts of the day that people go, I don't want to be part of that one. I'm going to change something to make it more me. But something that I find that I think probably almost every single couple that I've been at, they will take part in something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. The only bit that maybe isn't is the sixpence, which is actually coming back in fashion now.
Yeah. I've seen it in shoes, like bride shoe once before.
The
one of my
sixpence,
couples.
yeah, you have to put it in your shoe.
Yeah.
The only thing with that is when you're wearing heels, where are you supposed to put it at that point?
Yeah.
I actually had a sixpence and I just kept it in my bag because I couldn't wear it in my shoe. And then when I get changed later on, then I put it into the sole of my trainers after I get changed, just to. I knew it was on hand, so I was like, at least it's in the building.
Close by.
Surely that counts for something. But it does. It has, quite an interesting history
and stuff.
Each part has a different meaning as well. So it started back in 1700s. I think the first kind of time we kind of see it written is actually the 1800s,
right?
Where it's actually written in scripture, as they would say, for the first time, and it's actually a chant that people used to say. People used to believe that if they had something of each of these things and they chanted it before the wedding day, that it would warden off the evil spirits, and that the evil spirits were coming to cause infertility in the marriage, so that they couldn't create new life.
Right.
And that if they chanted them and they had each of these things, the evil spirits would go away and they would have a long, happy, healthy marriage. Yeah. And that's actually the history behind it, which is crazy. So you can imagine, get all the aunties, get everybody out the front, and if they be chanting that.
Chanting away. Interesting. Like you, when you've been doing your content creating stuff and I've been a celebrant, I often, probably every couple actually, get in a conversation about the four things. It's nice just to know and find out some new stuff that they're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe a twist on something. The Gen Zs, add in their own new twist of something. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we ran a poll on our Insta pages. Mm-hmm. So George the Humanist, Insta Love Story, and on the I'll Do the Talking page. And what came out was quite interesting. We ran a poll asking everybody what they were doing. Were they planning on doing all of them or planning on doing some of them? 75% of our listeners and viewers said they were planning on doing all of them.
Yeah.
And whilst 25% said, you know what, I'll probably do one of them, two of them, maybe not them all, but it still kind of intrigues me to have it in my wedding. Some
people also like to, it's very easy to mix and match them into one another also. When you borrow something, you give it's technically old, isn't it? It's not brand new, so.
Yeah. Or what if you've borrowed something that's blue?
Exactly, so
it's in the same
both.
Two categories ticked off.
Yeah, you can tick them off like that, no problem. So the something old one, we'll start with that. So the kind of legacy and the reasoning behind the something old is to honour the family and the heritage of the family. So basically, whether that's borrowing something from your own parents, grandparents, or the your in-laws to be something from them, it's about actually honouring those who have been before you and the reason to why you are there, being able to get married. So a lot of people use like their maybe like their mums or grands like wedding rings.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really nice way. I've seen quite a lot of people maybe use the wedding rings, but they get them melted down and create a way, or take the stones out and build a new band from it.
A band. I have done it a few times. It's a beautiful way of honouring a loved one.
Yeah.
That's not with us anymore, and it's just got such deep meaning and significance. And I think it's also a way for you to blend sometimes both families. I had it once where the bride took the groom's loved one's ring and her own loved one, say the two grands, for example, and it was melted down.
Oh, together and made into a new one. That's so nice.
So that's a real kind of, because blending weddings and marriages are blending not just a couple, they're blending two families together. So I thought that was a really beautiful way of doing it as well.
A lot of people use brooches. I guess now and these days we're not really a brooch sort of fashion. Well, certainly not in my life. I'm not really. Maybe a wee bit when I was younger. But using a brooch and adding them into your bouquet as well.
Yeah. Seen that. It kind of just goes on to the kind of bit that you hold. You talk about like loved ones who've passed away. Take a little pictures of them.
A lot of people, their grands or like that, with pictures, you can get them personalised with a photo, and that's a nice way to say, you know, they've walked you down the aisle.
With you, alongside you.
And that they're with you. So a lot of people kind of put them maybe on a string or put them inside a brooch that can open and attach that on there, which
it's not always brides, by the way. I've had grooms who've had that type of thing, but it's inside the jacket.
I was
like a kilt jacket or something, or sometimes just, you know, like a war medal type of thing.
Yes,
but it's
exactly.
It's hung on a little kind of a pendant style type thing.
I had the exact thing yesterday, and it was the first time that I've actually seen a groom with it.
Displaying it.
And it was just really nice to see. They didn't want to talk about it too much. You know, they were kind of like, well, the people who are affected kind of know who it is, but this is a reminder for me to know. And it was a lovely way of.
I've got to tell you this funny one though, for the something old. The couple said, I asked them a question, what you have for something old, and the bride said him.
Oh my!
And
how much older?
29 years of an age gap.
That can qualify.
Yeah, I mean, they were totally up for the laughter and the banter. They even wanted me to kind of say it in the ceremony.
Right.
That and I've got this little thing. I've had it a few times where there's been an age difference, and after all, age is only a number. Yeah. You know, love will always win the day, and I like to kind of say that, you know, you can't force chemistry when it doesn't exist between anybody, any two people, particularly two people that are falling in love. Just the same as you can't deny it.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful way of saying age doesn't matter at all. So yeah, I just thought it was quite funny.
No, that's it's good that they had some good banter about it, because you know that everybody else is doing it too. So you need to be up for it.
I should say, by the way, that we kind of got inspiration from Tie the Knot Scotland magazine, who run a brilliant feature every single month called Something Old, New, Borrowed and Blue. And the feature writer's Eve McDonald. I know Eve, and she kind of puts into each of the categories some different ideas every issue, and we've been doing it for a long time. So that's what gave us the inspiration.
They also put in some different suppliers if there's something that you're interested in as well. It's a good way to kind of pick out different people.
They do, because a lot of these people do
handcrafted
things or very personalised moments. And the other sort of stats or kind of ideas that we looked at for chatting away on this today was an article on brides.com. We'll put it in the description down below, and they've put in a lot of detail about the history and what you said earlier on. So we'll throw in some stuff like that as well during the chat. But for something new then, so one of the things I really love seeing, so when I arrive as a celebrant for my ceremony day, and I always go and see the bride where they're getting dressed and ready and stuff, unless they're arriving separately from the venue. But most, let's face it, are getting dressed in the venue. And one of the things that you can see them beaming with pride is when they've got a piece of jewellery on. And it could be an old piece of jewellery, like we've said in the Something Old, but it's often a gift from the other party.
Yep.
So the bride or the groom. And it might be a wee love letter as well they've had in the morning. Did you guys do anything like that when you were getting married? Can you remember?
Did we? I think we were going to. I was really keen on getting a specific pair of earrings. And we waited months for them, and unfortunately when they arrived they were broken and I wasn't going to get them in time to get them fixed. So decided actually I'm not going to do that. And instead I wore a pair of my grand's earrings. So managed to go to my mum's jewellery box and was like, I've not been allowed these, but I've had these spied out since I was a kid. Can I?
So that was your something old then,
Can I take the heirloom? Essentially, I've been allowed to finally take them. So that was a really nice way to have them with me.
But you must have seen when you're on site, like I've had, where it's been like a gift from the groom. It's nice and shiny. It's a bracelet or something like that. So that's a good example of a something new.
Yeah.
A gift from the other half. On the day that's going
to. I actually done an engagement gift back to my husband.
Okay.
So, I knew that he would be giving me a ring.
Right.
I had bought him a watch.
Yep.
And also had it kept away for months to go, well, I'll ask the question at some point. Well, I better ask the question at some point and thought, I want to have a gift ready. And he kept that as his wedding day gift. And he was like, well, it's still new. And that's what he's going to have. And it was kind of a gift back, but it had been given to him a couple of years prior. So that was also a kind of different way of exchanging the gifts back. With the something new, so the kind of reasoning behind that is optimism for the future, and kind of bringing couples into their new chapter. So it's something brand new, just like the marriage is going to be brand new. I think it's kind of also remember at that point in time it would have been a lot of arranged marriages.
Right.
So they are literally going into something really brand new. They are about full new venture.
Anybody.
They don't know anything at all. So often little trinkets and gifts was a nice way to kind of show them each other's personality also, which is really interesting.
To learn something about them.
To learn something
like
about them.
From the off. What's in my mind about both of them put together is the symbolic gesture of the broom.
Yes.
Jumping the broom, which is a gesture. I've got a broom at home, by the way, ready to be swept into action at any time. And the idea is that the couple, at the end of the ceremony, usually before they walk up the aisle, they will sweep the past.
Yes.
Lay the broom down on the aisle area and jump over the broom to step into the future as husband and wife.
Their new life.
So it's a really lots of kind of little connotations of actually fits into both of those categories also. But one I seen recently was, and I think you said you'd maybe seen it, is it was honouring a papa and a dad, both alive, by the way. This wasn't like a past loved one gift. So when they went in, which was nice, I thought as well, because the bride went to give her papa a first look, as well as the
love when
the
grandparents
dad.
are involved in that.
Separately, not like together.
Yeah.
And I went up to, as I do, to say hello to the bride, and they were both waiting outside with a couple of their family members. I said, listen, I'll come back later. But then I noticed that both of them had their kilts on, jackets, the whole ensemble, and the white shirt on, buttoned up to the top, and no tie.
No tie.
And I'm thinking, why have they got no tie on? And I just had to ask. The papa, the dad had went in by this point. And he said, I don't know, she's just told me not. She'll give me my tie when I go and see her. And then when I did come back up, he came out. He literally, I couldn't have timed it any better. As I come back up to say hello, he was walking out of the room, very tearful. And he's holding this tie. I said, you got your tie? That must have been a beautiful moment for you. And he turns the tie around. And at the bottom of a tie, it's got that little inner lining, sort of diamond shape bit at the bottom. And inside it is a photograph, a material photograph stitched in of him and the bride when she was like a toddler.
It's so
Honestly,
lovely.
it was unbelievable.
It is so nice. I rarely have seen it, but it is just such a nice way.
They should have done it with the dad a few minutes earlier.
I don't think they're not expecting it
No.
at all, and that's
No.
the last place. And I like that it's not also too much on show. It's for them to know that it's there.
Be private more. You would never know
It's nobody else.
I would have never known about it had I not been up there and said, why have you not got your tie on?
Yeah, of course.
So, we'll find out for the listeners where that was made and maybe put a wee picture in the comments below because you need to see this. It's an absolutely beautiful moment. Yeah,
it's great. Yeah. It's great. Some other kind of newer things that people are doing.
Yeah.
Custom jackets.
Oh yeah.
Custom jackets, whether it's your leather jacket,
blinged up to the max.
Blinged up. We're definitely in like our cowgirl era at the moment. So the tassels. Seen a lot of tassel jackets. It's great, just personalising them. I've seen quite a few do like have actually like hand drawn proper art on them as well, which is just crazy. You see, it's such a talent.
And is it generally like Mrs. Jones or something on the back?
And then something that they can wear again.
It's not something you look at a place. It's like I can wear it. So what? It says my title on it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'll do the talking here. Weddings aren't all as perfect as they look on Instagram, but with the right tips and advice, they can be pretty amazing.
We're George and Caitlin, a father and daughter team that know weddings inside out. My dad's a humanist wedding celebrant known as George the Humanist.
And Caitlin's a wedding content creator from her business, Insta Love Story, who in 2022 I had the honour of walking her down the aisle and then marrying her off.
On each episode of I'll Do the Talking, we're sharing real wedding advice and chatting to industry guests to help plan the day that's right for you.
From ceremonies, gestures and traditions, from flowers, photos, food and family dramas, we'll walk you through it all.
So if you're planning your big day or just love a good wedding story, hit subscribe and join us down the aisle and beyond.
One thing I've seen, obviously from the celebrant angle, is where the couple have said, listen, my sister, my brother, somebody close to me is writing a poem about us, and that becomes something new because that poem's never ever been available because it's been bespokely written for that couple. So I think that's a nice little touch as well. Something a wee bit different. It wouldn't have happened back in Victorian days certainly because it'd been. But so I like that, and it's what that does is it really sets the scene in the ceremony for, I think, family warmth and unity and the fact that this loved one or friend or member of the family's bothered to do it in the first place. Because it's not everybody's craft being creative that way.
No, not everybody is able to do anything like that. Loud. Yeah, that is a different thing in itself also. Having the talent to write it, but also being able to say it too. Or if you're the one that writes it and you get somebody else to say it, that's okay too.
That,
you know, you can read them
Double
out.
act. I've done it for people where someone's written it and I've read it out. Yeah.
No, it's amazing. And then on to our next one then, something borrowed.
Hold on a minute, we missed one out.
Oh no.
I just remembered it. Matching tattoos. I've seen this on the brides.com list where, not during the ceremony, by the way, I may add.
That is something that you can do at weddings.
I've seen that. But this was like prior to, just it was like a picture of a little dainty one. You look at a symbol. Maybe it's something special to the couple.
Yeah.
A dainty one on the kind of that part of their hand or
Well,
ankle.
I got matching tattoos is actually my wedding gift from my husband. So we went afterwards and got ours. I've got ours, mine's on my arm here, and my husband's got his on his calf.
And what does it say?
It says, "We're in a club now," refers to Up, the Disney film, where Carl and Ellie say they're in a club now and cross their heart, and then a little C, which is both of our initials with a little heart. So I
know you guys did a lot of Up stuff. It was a big theme of your wedding, and every time some couples have had it, the ones I've done since, and it always makes me smile because I just think back to yours.
Yeah. Love that. Love it.
What were you saying about this something borrowed?
So something borrowed, reason for that is for it to bring good luck and happiness. So the kind of thought behind it is that bringing it from someone else's, usually the something borrowed was from a married couple. Right. Also because then you're borrowing...
Because they are
essentially a
married.
bit of their happiness, and it is bringing you luck from a good home. Essentially, was the kind of thought behind it. So most popular one that I've seen is the veil. Borrowing of the veil is really, really popular. If you're the first friend within a friend group to get married, know that you're the one paying out for it. The rest of the friends, you get it for free. So thank you, first brides or older sisters, for putting the investment into the veil for the group.
Is it fair to say a veil is pretty timeless in terms of like its look? You know, like would a bride wear a veil that could have been her mum's 30 years ago or something like that? Unlike a dress would probably be of the era.
Yeah, I think the difference is unless you're having something that's like cathedral style and, you know, really, really long, or some veils are specifically made for the dress in the way that it makes, for example, my older sister had a pink wedding dress, a blush wedding dress, so her veil was blushed, so she couldn't borrow someone else's because that wouldn't match. If you're having it floor length or things, but in general, they can flow pretty easily towards them unless you have it matching your dress. Then they can get passed around again and again. What kind of things have you seen?
I've
for borrowed?
Seen probably mostly from a ceremony angle the quake. I've had it a good few times where I've had like a quake that either belongs to a past loved one or someone who's still with us. Like a grandpa recently had a quake that he won in a golf tournament.
Right.
And when I'm having chats with couples, I always say when they want to do the quake, just have a route round and see. You might have one in a relative shelf that you've not taken a blind bit of notice of, but suddenly you think, I think my uncle's got one of them, and what have you. But a recent one, which was really lovely, was the bride's dad and stepmom had bought a quake for their wedding and had it engraved with their date and stuff like that. So they sort of gifted it to them to use on their wedding and had their name and date of wedding engraved on it. So that became a bit of a borrowed and old type of moment. So the quake probably for me is probably the one I've seen most about borrowed.
Okay.
But I have seen also, I was reading in that report about dances.
Okay.
I've never seen this. Maybe you've seen it later on, but like when I say borrowed a song.
Like like their parents or someone else's like actual wedding song.
Parents, your godparents, somebody special in their life. Like I'll have that as well as ours, you know. Yeah,
I know it's the love songs that are about. People love the classics.
Yeah,
you know they love the classic music. So it happens probably more than we realise that someone's thinking, oh, I'll have the same song.
I suppose it could happen to an IEL song as well.
Yeah,
doesn't have
and it might not be exactly the first dance. They might
Yeah.
include it in somewhere else, whether it's coming down the aisle or well, you're signing your paperwork as well, or through their dinner. They might choose to just have that played as well as an important song of their day, which is a really nice way.
And scent as well, you know, perfumes and aftershaves. I know you tend to have as a bride and as a groom, you'll pick something. Often that could be the gift that they give each other.
Yeah.
Maybe not jewellery, it's gift that. But you could borrow a scent that's, again, maybe your parents' special scent or someone, a loved one. Because smells do a huge amount in your head to remember, and the feeling of, oh, that was my such and such's smell.
Do you remember what you wore on your wedding day?
Absolutely not.
No? Nah.
Absolutely not.
But there might be a point though where you walk past a smell and then it'll just come back to you.
It might come back to me.
Yeah, I mean, I wore the same perfume that I wore whenever we were 18 because, and I mean, I still wear that same perfume every single day. But it reminded me of, you know, when when you're meeting, and it can be a certain
it's
point.
It's a comfort thing. I think, smells can be a comfort thing, especially when if that reminds you of a first date or that type of time in your relationship as well, or it might be the first gift you ever got from your partner, the first Christmas gift, or
might be something that for as girls growing up, your parents, mums or aunties used to have the perfume bottles that had the little spray ends, and it would have
the ball thing.
Yeah, it would have the tassels at the end, and it was so elegant. And I would love whenever somebody had them in their house and spraying that, and I thought I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dripping in Tiffany's diamonds, and it's like that little image of a little girl thinking, this is going to be me on my wedding day. And it might even just be like you might borrow a bottle and put your scent in it, but you want the elegance of that specific bottle or changing something about. So it's a nice way to do different parts of it as well.
Yep.
And then last one, something blue.
Something blue. So you're wearing
something
it.
Blue.
I've got a blue shirt under here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the garter, I think that's, for me, you'll always see lots of images of that, and especially when you see hen do's, online and stuff. It's the kind of, it's not secretly hidden away. It's like really obviously put on just for a bit of fun.
Yeah. Have you seen the current trend of nominating someone important in your life?
No.
So rather than bridesmaids dresses, which you can do, have your bridesmaids is something blue. We can't have, unfortunately, everybody that we want as a bridesmaid, but you might have really important people that are in your life, and asking those people to wear blue to your wedding.
Oh no, I did have this recently. A best friend.
Maybe your gran, maybe a close friend, and you want to, have them feel special and recognised as a part of your day, and ask them, like, I would love you to be part of our day by wearing blue, and you're my something blue.
I had it
think
recently,
that's
and
great.
the bride knew that her friend was wearing a blue dress because she obviously was friendly enough to know, like, that's what I've picked for the wedding, blah, blah, blah. So she then got me to write in to the ceremony script as part of the introducing the bridesmaids and the groom's party and such like. I then paused and said, there's a really special person here today, not part of the wedding party, but definitely part of the bride's life, who's wearing blue today. So she's something blue, and she got me to read a wee thing out.
I'm glad that she didn't have a wardrobe malfunction on the morning and had to change her dress.
Yeah, it was fair enough. Yeah, I think it was I think I might have been given the heads up, maybe. Well, I hope I would have been given the heads up.
Just to know. For the shoes is quite a popular thing. So there's you put like a blue dot or something, or maybe a blue lace, or a bit of ribbon.
Is there a brand of shoe that, like,
I think
it's got a dot in it?
Yeah, there is a brand. I can't remember the name of it. I'll think
we'll put it in the description for you.
Yeah, we'll put it down.
It's quite trending, I'm pretty sure.
They kind of put like blue dots on it, but a lot of people change over like their laces as well. Maybe if they're changing to trainers later on, change their laces to like blue ribbon. A nice way to do it.
The groom's wear, so where there's a theming in the wedding, say it's a kilt, for example, it could be that the kilt's a heavily patterned blue shade, or the colour is
or maybe the tie.
Or the tie, aye, yep. Which again is this crossover thing. So I've had it in the past where a tie's been worn from a loved one. A favourite tie of theirs. Yeah. And in the hand fasting, actually.
Oh, yeah. That's
happened a few times.
That's a really nice way to...
There was one, it's a good few years, might be way back to my start of my celebrant career, where it was Mackenzie, very Scottish name,
right?
Tartan available, probably 4 or 5 versions of the Mackenzie tartan. And the groom was a Mackenzie, but the bride, who was becoming a Mackenzie... her papa, or one of her granddads, was a Mackenzie.
Okay.
So they got like an actual necktie from both of them.
Oh, both Mackenzie, kind of tartans.
So it was a double sort of meaning. It was like, I'm now going to become a Mackenzie, but you are a Mackenzie.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
So, I'm not so sure couples, maybe this episode will help them actually. They don't overtly go out and label all this stuff up as in their heads, maybe as it. Maybe they do, but for those who don't, I'll bet you if you sat down and actually thought about the meaning of this tradition, you probably think, well, that probably fits in that bucket and that fits in that bucket.
Well, for the something blue, so the colour blue is associated with love, actually, and purity, and again, evil spirits are back with us, but the colour blue, apparently the evil spirits, they don't like that, so that's why, again, the blue was about. Kind of reasoning behind it. And then the last one, so this one was added into the kind of Victorian era, so the chant was a thing, and then the sixpence being added was added probably 50 to 100 years later, and that was to bring prosperity and wealth. Now, I don't know the conversion of a sixpence to today's I
don't
money.
know. I don't even know where. Obviously, it's old money.
Yep.
Sixpence. I don't. Maybe they make them for these rhymes now. You probably have companies who actually make them because it's not currency, obviously.
Yeah, I got mine's at a farmer's market.
Right.
That
so
I was
it could be genuinely one.
Past it and just thought, I better get that. I don't know what shop I can go to and get that. Also, then I've kept it to pass on to anybody so that it can be something borrowed for people as well.
So did you, just to recap on yours then? So your something old was what? I
mean, I borrowed a veil from my sister.
Right. So that was...
so I kind of used my old and borrowed as kind
a doubler.
Of a doubler.
Yep. And what would you say the new was?
No, I mean, full new dress, tiara, new shoes. So
that's probably the most obvious one for most people, isn't it?
I guess new husband also.
We never said that, didn't you? Actually, new husband, new wife, new family, new in-laws.
Exactly. So you've got a lot of news to be happening on that
day.
Yeah.
And then you had the sixpence.
Yep, I had the sixpence and something blue.
And how's that going for bringing you prosperity and wealth?
We're working on it. It's a slow release on that one, but
did we miss one out there?
The something blue. So blue was also borrowed, and that was my other sister's garter that she had worn on her wedding day.
So
borrowed of
That's
each
cool.
Of sisters, so nobody got too jealous or anything like that. Equal one of that.
Keeping everybody happy.
Yes. And Dave, it'll be interesting to find out though, if people can let us know, what it is that you have kind of divvied up everything from your day. What did you have? Where did you get it from? Was there something really unique that you've done? Tell us all about it. We want to find out more, and also let us know what other topics that you would like us to talk about. Any other traditions or anything. Tell us in the comments what would you like us to talk about, and what do you want to hear from us? Yeah,
absolutely. There's tons of stuff in the wedding traditions world, I suppose, that we can investigate, dive into, and answer your questions on. So thanks for tuning in on this episode. Remember, like and subscribe. That's what makes the channel more popular. It what makes the channel grow and grow and grow, and most importantly, what makes us continue doing what we do and love best. So I've been George.
I've been Caitlin.
See you in the next episode.